What's up, guys? Today we have rounded up the top 4 best ice cream makers in 2023 available to help you find the perfect fit for both your budget and your needs. Whether you are in the market for latest tech gadget or looking for a must-have kitchen tool, we got you covered. We have carefully selected these products based on their quality, functionality, and overall value, so you can trust that you are getting the best of the best. For more information on the products, I've included links in the description box down below which are updated for the best prices. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. So sit back and relax. Let's get started with number 4, Ninja NC301 Creami. Roughly the size of a drip coffee maker, the Creami doesn't take up much counter space and is very easy to clean. It's very quick but also very loud. Just make whatever ice cream or sorbet mix you desire and freeze the contents in the Creami's pints overnight. The instructions suggest 24 hours. Load the frozen pint into the Creami. Hit one of the presets that include ice cream, sorbet, gelato, and milkshake, and it goes into action. My wife ran out of the room in terror because the machine gets as loud as using a leaf blower in a closet. But the duration is ultra short, and in the end, you get contents that are close enough to ice cream or sorbet that, if you're not a perfectionist, could be absolutely satisfying. Directly out of the machine, the sorbet and the ice cream were similar in texture to what the best machines in our evaluation produced. The Creami doesn't mix in as much air, and the texture for both was slightly more like soft serve, but the flavors were perfectly delicious. The texture erodes, however, after freezing overnight, hardening up so that scoops straight out of the freezer are icier and flakier than you might want. Rechurning your pint in the Creami returns it to the original texture, but having to do this multiple times as you eat through it might feel like a chore. We are going to number 3, Breville BCI 600XL Smart Scoop. The Breville can be programmed to different hardness settings, from relatively soft for sorbet to harder for ice cream. It has a handy keep cool setting and one to pre-chill your mixture, allowing you to skip the fridge time to get the mix cold and know it's at just the right temperature before processing. It's simple to operate, and the sorbet and the ice cream came out delightfully smooth. But the sorbet became a bit grainy, and the ice cream a lot more so after spending the night in the freezer. Letting both concoctions melt a bit relieved some of that grittiness. The Breville takes longer than the other machines and is exceedingly heavy. It was the biggest machine of the bunch, and it throws off a great deal of heat from its compressor too. That may not be a problem if you're making ice cream for Thanksgiving dessert, but it's not so great if you're cranking the Breville up for some relief from the summer heat. Let's talk about number 2, Cuisinart Ice 21 RP11.5 Quart, frozen yogurt, ice cream, and sorbet maker. We really liked the consistent, creamy texture of the sorbet and ice cream that came out of the Cuisinart. This was true both immediately after production and after we froze them overnight. The sorbet was a bit icier and less perfectly consistent than that made by the Whynter and Breville, both compressor-style machines. But that was easily remedied by dragging a spatula around the sorbet to smooth out some of the ice mid-churn. A thin layer of the ice cream and the sorbet remained frozen on the sides of the cylinder, which was a waste. Still, the difference in the quality of frozen confections the Cuisinart turned out compared with our top pick was small, while the price difference wasn't. If you don't mind having to pre-freeze the cylinder, we have no doubt you'll be happy with this machine. And the smaller footprint and lighter weight make the Cuisinart much easier to store. We are presenting number 1 of our list, Whynter ICM-201SB. The Whynter is simple to operate and made the smoothest sorbet and ice cream of all the units we evaluated. The ice cream especially was well aerated and, unlike the product made by some other machines, stayed that way even after being stored in the freezer overnight. The Whynter also comes with a few very handy modes. One cools the unit and your mix before production so that it's the right temperature to yield the proper consistency. Another lets you keep ice cream cold in the machine after making it, and it will keep the paddle churning to maintain the same smooth consistency and ultra-creamy texture you get right when the machine has finished producing a batch, even when you scoop later. Lastly, the wide basin shape makes it easy to scoop out your ice cream after the Whynter has finished. While it's easy to operate, the unit is very tall. When it's placed on a countertop, you may be adding ingredients blind, unless you happen to be very tall yourself. And after the ice cream is done, extracting the paddle is relatively awkward because of that height. It's also heavy and large, so you'll need ample room to store it. This is the wrap of the top 4 best ice cream makers in 2023 on the market. Look for the links in the description box below. If there's another product on the market, if you found one worthier purchase, let us know in the comments section. If you would like to see the future review, also subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you will know when we upload new videos. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time on the Valid Review channel.